It's something that I genuinely look back at and go, I cannot believe we've actually been able to build this. This business was founded by my parents. So about 22 years ago, they started with a couple of rolling lines. So we cold roll products for the construction industry, and they've organically grown the business, organically being the key word. I joined the business almost 7 years ago now, and we've taken some great steps really in growing the business, again, organically. Both of my parents are still heavily involved in supporting me in what I'm trying to do with the business. And ultimately, we're only as good as the team we have. So when I joined the business, we were 15, 16 members of staff in the factory and the office. Now we're about 30. We actually manufacture various different types of cold rolled systems. So all in the light gauge steel market. And that means studs and tracks, but we also manufacture structural light gauge steel. Which carries the loads of windows and doors, that kind of thing. Some of our customers are architects or big main contractors, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 main contractors. A lot of our jobs are in central London at the moment, where they tend to be refurbing and building a lot of residential blocks. However, what we are seeing a lot of shift to other cities around the country. This was Rolls-Royce employees' playing fields. The days when land like that was useful for that. Nowadays, as we need to develop the land out and make use of the land and create jobs, that's become more prevalent. The total amount that I actually managed to secure with FDC was 7.6 million.
So obviously we're here in Wolverhampton, which is within the West Midlands Combined Authority geographical area, which is where our funds have to be deployed in. Obviously the Drywall steel section and Mayank and his family are all local. It was a local business, still is a local business. And for us, that was probably one of the most important parts, regenerating local brownfield land. So to be able to turn that into, this site we're in now is incredible, especially with the added element of helping a local family and a local family business.
With FDC's help, we had a lot of challenges on this site actually. It was a brownfield site. There was a lot of abnormalities to do with the levels. There were several mine shafts as well that had to be capped and filled. That's a lot where FDC came in to help plug that gap to bring it forward as a viable site.
Alongside Mayank's unit and the Drywall steel section unit here, there are also 17 SME units just behind us, which allows growth for the rest of the region as well. It could be smaller startup units. There's the ability of taking them through into larger units as well. So there's all these different elements that helped add to the portfolio that we've got already.
To do a project like this, you need to have capital in the bank. Now, while I was able to save the business's funds over the past 5 or 6 years, I knew that as a family we wouldn't be able to support that with just our own savings. So I went out to the market, spoke to a few brokers who said, yeah, you do need some debt finance to be able to get this project on the road. And ultimately, if you don't have debt finance in hand, it's very difficult to find a builder.
There's a few, problematic sites or sites that require quite a large amount of remediation within Wolverhampton specifically and the wider West Midlands. This site here was a prime example of that. A lot of the traditional funders don't necessarily like the complex development funding that requires remediation or large amounts of remediation. So here it was a perfect partnership between our expertise of what we've been doing for a few years. The Drywall site fitted perfectly into that. Hopefully we've got another couple of sites down the line coming into Wolverhampton that require regeneration as well.
It is a legacy. It's my parents' legacy that I've taken on, and future generations of not just this business, but the 17 units that are going to be tenanted. There's a legacy there as well.